8 people were killed in 3 shootings last night in Georgia. 6 of the victims, Asian women. Police are investigating motivations, but Asians and Asian Americans are in shock by yet another loss in their community, as physical and verbal attacks against Asians and Asian Americans shot up during the pandemic, and new students tell me about their experiences with racism and what they want to see from the university moving forward. This story originally aired on March 7th during NNN AM. NNN will continue covering the rise in hate crimes against the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities going forward. Sophomore Quinmei Wynn says she experienced racism while waiting for a safe ride.
And sometimes I'd have to wait outside and wait for the car. Like, people would drive around the street and call me, like they would yell out slurs from the window.
For Asian and Asian American students, campus isn't always a safe place.
I also don't feel very welcome sometimes because there's not that many Southeast Asians on campus.
Attacks on Asian and Asian Americans increasing from coast to coast.
And I don't think that comes from nowhere. I think that comes from just a widespread distrust or, uprise in racism. I don't think that'll exclude what people call liberal Northwestern. I don't think that'll not pass down to people here.
Some students say the university's February letter of solidarity with Asian and Asian American communities doesn't go far enough.
They need money to be put into this work. It can't just be one email pointing us to resources that already exist.
I want them to be very fast in responding to any hate crimes or any uptick in prejudice, and I want them to set a precedent for the freshmen when they come in, and then have more training for faculty and extracurricular faculty.
But senior Justin Lee says his expectations are low.
No high expectations from the university, at least to address these concerns.
Students also say all members of the NU community can help foster a safe environment for Asians and Asian Americans on campus.
I can't really focus on schoolwork when I know that my grandma could go out in the streets and be pushed down and killed at any given time, or I can't really study for tests when hate crimes are happening to people that look like me.
I can appreciate that would be disappointing, right? But that's not what the intention of that letter was. We were really interested in calling forward the idea that everyone in our community should be aware of the issues that were going on.
Continued conversations include
one of the things that we're trying to do under the guidance of our new Chief Diversity Officer, Robin Means-Coleman, is convey not only to students, but also to our partners across the university that they have a role in this as well. We want to encourage and activate people at all levels of the university to engage in the work as soon as possible without they don't need any, we've laid out the values that we want people to take up.
And encouragement for students to clearly communicate their needs and report any cases of discrimination, racism, or xenophobia.
Without the reports, that there's a challenge to then be able to address what is happening.